In August last year, Everglow came back after a long hiatus and very much stuck to their signature girl crush sound. This time, however, they switched things up and showed us a new concept with a new sound while still featuring some of their core elements. Today we're breaking down Zombie.
Zombie is the title track of Everglow's fifth single album with the same name. It was composed by Ray Romulus, John Ipp, Jeremy Reeves, Luca Milano, Jeff Baranovsky, arranged by The Stereotypes and 9am, with the lyrics credited to Gina Kushka, Doubton Dio, An Young-ju, Young, Claire and 72.
Zombie felt like a fresh direction for Everglow, but one not exactly shocking to us. Let's break it down.
The first thing that stood out to us was the song structure. K-pop is no stranger to unexpected song structures, however, Zombie was a lot more subtle.
We have a standard 4-bar intro and a 2-part verse of 8 bars each. However, there's not a distinguished pre-chorus and we go straight into an 8-bar A chorus.
Then we are once again surprised by a shorter than usual 4-bar B chorus.
And the surprises only pick up from here. Short 1 or 2-bar interludes after the first chorus are common, especially for Everglow, and for good reason. Those give some space for a hooky top-line phrase to be fully developed and delivered, and at the same time they're helpful for resetting the energy before diving into the second verse. Everglow take a similar approach here, however they once again softly subvert expectations by having this section be 4 whole bars.
And then right back into another surprise. Usually second verses are 8 to 16 bars long, without counting the interlude we just spoke about. However, here we have a 4-bar A verse followed by an 8-bar B verse.
The second A chorus on the other hand repeats twice, making the full section 16 bars. The second B chorus is once again 4 bars.
For the rest of the song, we have the very familiar song structure of an 8-bar bridge, 8-bar final A chorus and an 8-bar final B chorus, as well as a short outro.
But how does this drive the song and the top line?
Everglow's previous title tracks have given us some amazing melodic parts as well as some pretty cool raps, with multiple members doing each. Zombie, however, has no rap and is entirely based around laid-back melodies delivered with soft vocals. The lyrics speak of heartbreak and maybe even betrayal, but not letting those break them and instead leaning into their dark side, for better or worse.
The top line itself is built around a lot of repetition, yet develops quite interestingly throughout the song. We have a 4-bar melodic phrase with a rough AAB structure. The phrase then repeats. Almost. We have some extra syllables in some parts, while in others syllables are taken away. This keeps things intriguing but very memorable. The second A verse only features this melodic phrase once, and it finishes it in a different way. The melodic phrase is fairly regular in rhythm, and perfectly sets us up for the B verse.
The B verse top line picks up before the first downbeat of the section. More interestingly, however, it is also built around triplets, furthering the contrast from the previous section. The change does not feel huge, however, as once again the top line is built around a 4-bar melodic phrase which repeats twice.
Thanks to you, let me try, but I'm just living now. Thanks to you, 더 강증으로만 들어가.
Everglow take a very similar approach with the bridge. This part is further enhanced with some vocal effects. While the general melodic phrases are the same, the first time around the vocals are supported with a distorted pitch down double, which perfectly plays into the zombie concept. On the repetition, however, the lead vocals are enhanced with a longer, airy reverb, leaning into the heartbreak and sadness of the lyrics.
The chorus is also enhanced by vocal production, with the A chorus featuring whisper doubles. While this is not uncommon, those are rather present and add eeriness to the whole section. The hook in the B chorus is playful but also supported by a pitch down double. The combination of the two, as well as the overall dark context, sounds unsettling. Both of these perfectly support the concept of the song.
So why does any of this matter?
Trends drive pop music, and K-pop is no exception. And this is not a bad thing. In fact, it is rather fascinating how some artists take trendy elements and approaches and infuse them with their own signature sound. This is exactly what Everglow do with Zombie.
So what are the current K-pop trends? Truly, this would be a rather detailed topic. However, let's discuss a few which appear in Zombie.
First and foremost, minimalism. A few years ago, we were surrounded by huge build-ups and epic drops in all sorts of soundscapes and flavors. Alternatively, the huge build-ups were followed by a much emptier chorus, which are most often referred to as an anti-drop. Nowadays, however, a lot of songs fall somewhere in the middle. The choruses feel similar in energy, though quite different compositionally, to the rest of the song, and this is further supported by the current approach to pre-choruses. The big build-ups are foregone in favor of subtle changes, and the section is often shorter or skipped entirely. This is exactly what we hear in Zombie.
We have also noticed a fair amount of organic instruments, and in Zombie we hear a guitar and an electric bass and strings at the very end.
Of course, we can't not mention the elephant in the room, song length. Many songs nowadays barely reach 3 minutes in length, which is rather polarizing. We wouldn't advocate forcing a song to fit those time constraints either. However, working with reasonable constraints can lead to rather interesting results. In Zombie, this manifests in the B chorus. The 4-bar section taunts the listener, leaving them wanting a proper resolution, which they only get at the end of the song. This ensures they don't turn off the song too early and instead stay for the final B chorus, which serves as a payoff.
Finally, easy melodies. While not exactly a brand new concept, a huge amount of current K-pop favorites feature simply catchy and easy to sing along melodies. And this is not exclusive to choruses, as verses often feature their own set of hooky phrases. Earlier we mentioned that Zombie's top line features a lot of repetition, and this is exactly why.
But what about Everglow's signature sound?
Despite Zombie being a new direction for Everglow and leaning into trends more than some of their previous tracks, it still features a fair amount of their signature approaches.
First and foremost, Everglow are no strangers to trends. La Di Da was a fantastic take on the retro trend, which was rising more and more in 2020. Despite not being of the typical trap-infused girl crush sound, it quickly became a fan favorite.
Moreover, the trends we mentioned earlier seem to manifest in K-pop as bright, feel-good songs. However, Zombie is the complete opposite of that, and it is much closer to Everglow's typical darker soundscape. This is not unlike La Di Da, which, while following the general retro trend, still stood out as much edgier.
A while ago, we made a video breaking down Everglow's signature sound, and multiple techniques stood out to us. Despite the new direction, a lot of those are still present in Zombie.
As we mentioned before, the break after the first chorus is common in K-pop and very much so in Everglow's title tracks.
A lot of sound choices are in no way surprising either. The drums are as hard-hitting as always, with the halftime groove strongly reminiscent of their trap-infused roots. The brass tabs we got accustomed to are now supported by string hits and are much more subtle in the mix.
While lacking a very obvious instrumental hook, Zombie is built around a fairly memorable guitar riff, which comes and goes throughout the song. Moreover, we still have a melody, though it is once again more subtle than Everglow's usual.
As we discussed earlier, the top line is quite memorable, and Catcher was the name of the game in Girl Crush 2. Moreover, we still hear a signature onomatopoeia hook in the B chorus, and while much softer than usual, this one is also present in the instrumental, in two different ways.
Both in different yet still Everglow, but what did you think of Zombie?
If you like this video, please like and subscribe as we have a lot more coming in the future. And do join our Discord community if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on our amazing comeback listening parties. Link is down below.
거리를 비춘 붉은 달 초점 없는 내 옷 타입 피게 묻은 입술에 감겨진 feelings